Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan. Manchester United won. West Ham United nil. It was an absolute classic. What a game! A game for the ages. No, it wasn't. It was an absolutely diabolical game of football. Listen, first and foremost, of course, this is the fan calling show. You know, this show right here, can't even speak. This show is for you guys, the fans, to come out and say after what was a fantastic game in the FA Cup. As always, make sure you show some love. To be honest, I'm not expecting many callers. So if you're also one who is watching and you fancy coming on, feel free to just feel free to come and hit the link on Usmaan Talks United over here on Twitter. Have your say regarding the game. Look, I'm going to give my thoughts. Obviously, if no one joins me, then no one joins me. It's all good. It's a bit late. Obviously, extra time has kind of killed off the actual time of the show. But nonetheless, boys, we will move and we will do what we got to do, which is me talking about the game. Oh, gosh. Right. First and foremost, where do I start? Lineup-wise, I will start with the lineup because I feel like it's the best place to start. In terms of what he's put out, as soon as I see Matic and Fred, I actually tweeted out saying, I'm not going to complain because, to be honest with you, there's no really point. I spoke to Hayde, actually, and he was like, he doesn't complain prior to the game because you don't even know how it's going to pan out. So I was like, no, what? I'm not going to complain. I'm going to see how the game plays out. It is what it is. But nonetheless, it was absolutely dog shit for literally majority of the game. First and foremost, McTominay and Fred. I don't want to see McTominay and Fred. Not McTominay, sorry. Apologies. I don't want to see Matic and Fred play together ever again. Like, ever again. No Matic and Fred. Just don't play them again together. Look, just don't do it. Either play Matic, Van der Beek, and Bruno. Don't play. Oh, my God. We've got a comment here from United Way. I was falling asleep literally on exactly on the watch along. I was literally yawning. A lot of people in the comments were telling me, when you need to get something to wake you up because you sat there yawning, and they weren't wrong. I was so tired. I was just bored more than anything. It was such a boring game of football from both teams. Let's be real. And West Ham were absolutely diabolical as well, in particular in the first half. But from our perspective, it's nowhere near the standard of football you'd want to see from Manchester United. The most important thing in these games is the win. Of course, it's a cup competition, so the performance kind of is irrelevant as long as you get through. Being a cup competition, but in terms of confidence and moving forward, it doesn't give me much confidence. Against Everton we were fantastic. Against Southampton obviously we were brilliant, scoring 9. We go into a game against West Brom where we're going to be expecting a team to sit back, practically park the bus, and it's going to be difficult for us. So in that sense, it doesn't bode well for me. The fact we struggle massively to break down a low block. They played a 4-5-1. It was difficult for us. I'm not going to sit here and lie, but yeah, we can't do Fred and Matic again. Like, it does not work. Especially when Fred is meant to be the dictator, the guy that pulls the strings. He has not got any capabilities of pulling those strings. His passing range is absolutely shocking. If it's not sideways, he loses the ball. He's negative with the amount of time it takes on the ball, as is Matic. They take absolutely ages to pass the ball, and they very rarely pass the ball forward. And when they try it, it's almost never successful. So I don't want to see them two play together again. Simple as that. I just don't think it works. They're both too negative on the ball. Not to say McTominay is superly positive, but as McTominay showed, when he comes forward, at least he passes the ball with a bit of pace. Like, he actually has a bit of purpose with his passing. That was another issue, particularly in the first half. Absolute no purpose whatsoever in terms of moving the ball. It was just non-existent. It really was. Like, for me personally, right, if you're gonna set up the way we set up, you've got to be moving the ball quickly. You've got to be passing the ball through the lines, and you've got to have a bit of movement up top. We had absolutely none of that. We had no one making any runs off the ball. We had no one breaking the lines with the passing. We had nobody running off Martial, for example. We did it once when he played the ball to Greenwood, and he chested him, laid it up to Greenwood, and that was the only time. But listen, we got one caller here. It is Obi Was Kenobi. Let's get him in. Obviously, if you want to call in, the link is on Usmaan Talks United. Check us out. But yeah, let's get Was in first and foremost. Yo, Was, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm good. I just woke it up because it's so boring.
Yeah, it wasn't the
Such
greatest
a
game.
flat game. I mean, the first half, we played our just okay. We didn't really get a second gear, but we kept the ball well. But I think for me, it was Fred because he was being the playmaker and he just doesn't have the ability to actually get the pass, the killer pass.
Yeah.
and he was just getting so much of the ball, and I felt so sorry for Donny because you could see him putting his arm up and stuff, making the runs into the channels in between the centre backs. He was just making those runs constantly, and then you can tell he's getting frustrated because the ball was just not arriving to him because they just didn't have the ability to give it to him. What else can he do? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm happy with through, but flipping out, it was just kind of made it hard work out of nothing in it because our
Yeah.
West Ham team was poor as well, man.
Yeah. It was almost like it was literally it was almost torture. Like honestly, that's the only word I can use for it. Watching that game, I haven't even mentioned Donny yet, and that's completely right. I felt for him. They weren't getting the ball to him where he can cause problems. In saying that, West Ham they literally just they had like two people on him. Sat very deep in a 4-5-1 in that first. I've made it very difficult for anyone. But in terms of Tellers, in terms of Wan-Bissaka and other players, they did offer nothing. Like Martial was the only person in the attacking sense that offered something. He was collecting the ball, he was holding it, trying to make something happen. Not that he was doing much, but he was
I
doing
think he
something.
looked lively. He looked pretty lively to
Yeah,
me.
I thought Martial had okay. He should have scored at the end, man.
Yeah, at the end he had two, I think, that were really tame efforts straight into Fabianski. He was
I
like
wonder about the
nothing,
one
no
literally at
power.
the end, last kick of the game. How has he not
Yeah,
scored
no
that?
power behind it.
No, but he's got to. He can't be missing chances like that, man. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything because it's the last kick of the game.
No, he's
But
still got to be clinical for a
he
striker,
has
man.
to score that, man. His touch was heavy, man. And then he gets a shot away. I'm like, bro, surely he scored. It's a 1v1. And
Mm.
it's poor, it's poor. But in terms of moving forward, man, like, has Donny made a case for starting? Has Tellers made a case in particular?
I think
Matic, etc. What are your thoughts on the guys that come in?
Matic, man, he was, he, I don't know, he was just too boring to watch. But in terms of for Donny, I think he needs to play with better players around him to see the real potential because you can't put Fred and Matic behind him and then expect him to do stuff because he just keeps on dropping back, try to get the ball, try to get involved. It just wasn't getting to him quick enough. So I'm not going to judge him for that game. He's got the quality. There was a couple of touches where he did give and goes around the corner with I think it was with Greenwood or someone in the first half. Where I thought he looked all right when he did get it, but then as the game went on, he just drifted away and it was just non-existent, to be honest. But I'm not going to judge him for that. He's a quality player and he needs to play with people like Bruno and maybe Scott McTominay or something like
Yeah.
that, especially with
No,
Pogba being out.
yeah, no, I agree. I look, I'm not going to judge him on that as well. I just don't understand what Fred did to stay on the pitch. Honest to God, fucking hell. Like Fred was, I've never swore so much in a watch long in my life. Fred, do you want to pass it backwards any more times? Like, what is he doing? Like, he's there, and all he was doing is passing it side to side to side, and then putting his hand up to
Yeah.
apologize. It was pissing me off. Take a flipping risk, man. They weren't passing forward, not even Matic. Safe pass. Not Bruno. Van der Beek, safe pass. Rashford just doing some random sprint at a defender and hoping he gets through. Greenwood,
Mm.
no link up. Like Martial, like I said, was the only one who did offered anything. And what is he meant to do? He's holding the ball. No one's running off him. Like literally nobody. They pass the ball to Martial. He holds it. No one's running past him. Like they just stood there looking at him, and he has to play it back. It's like, come on, lads, show a bit of passion. Like show a bit of ambition. You got an opportunity, right? Like I said with Van der Beek, sorry. At least he was running it behind here and there. Like at least he was trying. None of them else were doing anything. Like no
Mm.
creativity. And to be honest with anything, if it's quite scary because you got to remember now Pogba is injured. So if Bruno actually gets injured now, that is actually our team.
Yeah, that is a big, big problem. Without Bruno, there's absolutely no creativity as well. It's like as soon as he comes on the pitch, he has that kind of aura about him as well. Not just the quality, but that kind of feeling that something's going to happen. You can tell he's a big player. That's it. So everyone, it rubs off on everyone, and just everyone
Yeah, but
plays a lot
the
better.
thing is, if Bruno, we're literally a Bruno injury away from that being our starting lineup. Literally, no exaggeration.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah,
this,
yeah,
again,
hundred
this
percent.
isn't me criticizing Van der Beek or nothing, but he's not Bruno. He's never gonna be a Bruno because that's not his position. And Ollie's got him in a position. Ollie's put him in a position that isn't his role. He's not a number 10. He's not a creative midfielder in like that to stand in the
Yeah,
pockets and like slip a ball through. Don't get me wrong. Of course he can do it, but it's just not his game. We got Super Red saying that was a lucky win. You could say that again. Hartgill 7654 saying I saw you 4 years
I
ago.
won't say is I won't say is I won't, I won't say is lucky because it's
But
like what
that
did West Ham
that
do to
game
make it?
that game reminded me of Norwich last season. I think Norwich when
I
Maguire
don't remember
scored,
that
didn't
game.
he? I think Maguire scored that winner.
Can't
But
remember.
yeah, actually, that's a very good point, Super. And actually, it was very Norwich esque. But in terms of like just the overall play, man, it's just against the low block, man. We just looked like we got absolutely no idea, no creation, and we
Mm,
missed Pogba desperately from deep. The fact that we basically replaced Pogba with Fred in this game is
mm.
making me almost cry that Ollie actually thought that was acceptable. You replace Paul Pogba with Fred.
But
How
Usman, there's another
how
thing when Pogba didn't play against Southampton. I know that Southampton went down to 10 men and all that. He didn't play against Southampton. We scored 9 goals. So what's changed since then? You know, like I mean, how can he just drop off like that as well? I know Bruno was a star. Maybe that's probably one of the main ones, but it's just crazy, innit? I mean, without Pogba, we look lost. And what if he goes this summer as well? Do you know what I mean? It's like,
no,
what are we gonna?
like Rashford and Martial had stinkers. I disagree. I thought Martial from what Martial got offered, we couldn't do anything else. Like he literally got the ball played to him to his feet, and he
Nothing
held it.
Martial.
He held it every single time and retained the ball. Like what else can he do? No one's getting the ball. He's running in behind here and there. Of it, his movement could have been better, but the ball wasn't coming at all. Like literally never came. Like and on top of that, when he went on the left wing, he was probably our brightest player. Like in terms of
Yeah.
Rashford, brilliant assist from McTominay's goal, absolutely fantastic assist. But apart from that, I don't even know what he did. Like literally, I just
Rashford frustrates me, man. He's like one game amazing. I mean, actually, no, not even one.
why
Yeah,
can't he
one
just
game
play?
amazing and three about
Why can't he just play
average.
a 1-2? Like literally give and go and is running behind. Like it's like he has to take on four players
He
or
tries
run
to be a
behind or
hero, innit?
something in between.
He tries to be a hero. That's it. That's it. I mean, he just sees the bright lights and thinks, I'm gonna score that winning goal, and it's gonna be, headline making goal kind of thing. But it's not about that. I think it needs to be everyone needs to be a bit more team conscious. I think they need to play as a team and just set each other up as well. Because that other game when we won again 9-0, he played a different role where he was assisting and he's playing more sensible. That's what we need. And then the odd moment when he just goes for it, he
Look,
just needs to pick the
I don't
moments
mind
right.
him running
That's
out
it.
players. I don't want people to think, oh, Usman, 1 second
Yeah,
you're
but he
saying
just
that
runs
players.
into
It's
them.
not about running out players. Run at the player and then he just runs into him. Like
He
you could
runs
have played a
into
given
them.
at that moment. You could have given a give and go and then carrying your run on and received it back. Like little things like that. It's just like Neymar would be doing that. Like Neymar, obviously, I don't compare it to Neymar, but if you want to be on that level, you got to have that IQ. So, Super Red fans say Fred was absolutely trash. Yeah, in terms of passing, Tellers was my man of the match. I thought Tellers had a good game, especially in the first half. It did nothing in particular, but what again, another person that had no options, no support. He's got Matic and Fred next to him, killing the game. But in terms of Scott McTominay, there's a positive there. What are your thoughts on him?
I'm not his biggest fan, but he's kind of starting to win me over. Still, I have that kind of qualm over him. That the fact that when he gets the ball, yeah, and if people press him, he takes a few too many touches, and he always gets tackled. But then at the same time, he's got one clean strike on him. He can hit the ball so well,
Yeah,
and he's been doing it. Someone said, I think one of the commentators said he scored like what 7 goals this season, which is
yeah,
really good for him as well.
that's really good for
And
him.
he scored some decent goals as well, not like poor goals, like really good finishes, like
Yeah, they've all
edge
been
of box.
quality goals. They really
Yeah,
have.
similar type where he just strikes it so
Yeah,
cleanly.
obviously got that. He almost should have got that winner against Everton, but they robbed him of that. But got the winner
Yeah,
tonight. So look, if that's Pogba, everyone's talking. Look, he's got the clutch moments. Blah blah blah. So
yeah.
you got to give McTominay his flowers, as Kojo would say. But
He needs to.
in
You know.
terms of moving forward, Ross, how important is the FA Cup to you? Like, do you think this is our best chance of winning a trophy?
Yeah, because I think who we got in Europa, we got a tough one, haven't we?
We got a real Sociedad.
Yeah, they're a good team. So I mean, that'll be tricky without Pogba as well. It looks like Pogba will be out. So and they're a ball playing team as well, so they'll keep the ball in possession wise. So we're going to struggle against that. Yeah, I think FA Cup is probably our best avenue of getting a trophy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know who we got next. They haven't done the draw, have they yet? Or I'm not sure.
I don't have it. Yeah.
Probably
Anyways, moving
tomorrow.
forward, Bass. What would you say you're taking away from this game? Probably not a lot. And then obviously you mentioned
Nothing. just going through. Absolutely nothing.
It was
Henderson had a quiet night. It
such
was
a
just a
shit game of football, man.
flat game.
Really.
It was just a flat game. Fabianski made a good save. I'll take that away because that was
Yeah.
like a really, really good save.
Lindelof, Maguire, dog shit. Honestly, I'm
Oh
not.
my God, Lindelof. What you made that mistake? I can't remember. Did he pass it back or it was just so poor?
On Maguire got man of the match, by the way. So
I know that is the Jermaine Janus on
I
BBC.
actually really like Jermaine Genius, but he's really gone down in my estimation. I don't know how he got it,
I've
but
never liked Jermaine Janus. I've never been a big fan of him. But I
right,
mean,
go on.
yeah, man of match. It's so difficult to give. I'll probably give it to Tellez, to be honest. I thought he was all right.
Okay, I don't actually know who to give it to. I really don't. I mean,
No one really deserves it.
I'm probably gonna give it to McTominay, to be honest. Like just because he scored the winner. Like
Should we
genuinely,
give to Brandon Williams for a laugh?
I honestly forgot. I was sitting on the watch line. I didn't know he was playing. Like, I genuinely didn't know. Like, I forgot. Like, did he do anything going forward? Like, literally nothing. A lot of people get on Wan-Bissaka's back, but at least he fucking got goals forward. Do you know what I mean? But look, again, Brandon Williams not played in ages. But listen, Was, thank you for coming on. I'm gonna wrap it early because obviously I've got to shoot myself anyways. But as always, go and check us out on Facebook. Obi Was Kenobi goes and looks after that. So go and show him some love for all the fantastic work he does. Thank you, Was.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah. Right. As always, it is a fan calling show, so you guys do have the opportunity to call in. It looks like there's not many callers today because, like I said, the extra time, it's kind of thrown off the timing. And really, I've not been able to sort of promote it on my Twitter, so people probably haven't even seen the fact that we've gone live. But anyways, as always, if you are interested in getting involved for future episodes, make sure you check me out, Usmaan Talk Tonight on Twitter. Very straightforward. Drop me a follow. I always tweet out the link a couple hours prior to the game, so you got an opportunity to obviously save the link if you want to, or just save the tweet. Completely up to you. We've got a comment from Noah. Why? I don't understand. Oli didn't put on Ahmed Diallo in the second half. Even Marcia should have come off. And then we've got United saying like and subscribe. Right, regarding Diallo. So first and foremost, I don't think he should have come on in the second half. I think extra time he should have come out for Rashford. I really don't know why Rashford sit on the pitch. You said Martial there personally. For me, I thought Martial was one of our brightest sparks in the second half, but in extra time. Since Cavani came on, Martial was probably the only other player that actually offered something. Well, not the only one, but he offered something at least. Unlike Rashford, who was completely non-existent, but that is because he can't play on the right wing for whatever reason. I don't know why he just completely disappears from the game. So I would have liked to see Diallo come on in the last 15, maybe 20 minutes. The reason he probably didn't come on, well, I'm guessing this is a speculation, but because I'm assuming Oli was thinking about penalties, and obviously Diallo, young lad, Rashford, obviously good at penalties, Martial, penalty taker. So he probably thought, you know what, if we do go to penalties, if we concede, you'd rather have Rashford or Martial taking a penalty over a young lad, Diallo. So yeah, that's probably the only thing I think of. Apart from that, I do want to see him get some minutes in the Premier League. Hopefully in the near future, because he's been absolutely tearing up in the under-23. So it's good to see a young lad being devastating, being successful. But yeah, listen, as always, make sure you show love to the brother on Facebook. The links are my description. The links are in the description. All my social medias. Go show love, follow them up. Just help a brother out. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Drop a like. Normally, like I said, we normally have like an hour fan calling show, but as I've already mentioned, there's no callers because the time is messed up collecting time, and nobody's aware of this, when this show is going live. In terms of moving forward, like Wassa said quite rightly, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is getting through. It's a cup game. We were in Sublime. We've got the job done. That's the only thing that matters. It wasn't one from the memory bank. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you watch this back on repeat, let me know who your man of the match is. Let me know your thoughts on the game, what you took away from that, what are your thoughts on Oli. For me personally, Oli should have made substitutions earlier. I really don't know why it took so long to make subs, but listen, that's just Oli Gunnar Solskjaer. At the end of the day, we got through, job done. On to the next one. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I don't even know what day of the week it is. It's Wednesday tomorrow, so stay tuned. Probably going to do a podcast, Man United podcast, just covering the game in a bit more detail with all the gang. Kojo, Benji, hopefully them mans will be available. If not, we'll get some people on. But apart from that, peace! We're through to the next round.